Hello everyone, this is Farooq Siddiqui. Today I'm going to talk about the renunciation process. Again, the scope of this document is only for the application of the renunciation of Indian citizenship. This is basically you're surrendering your Indian passport. How to do that, how to get the renunciation done, and the certificate that you'd get mailed out. I'm going to go over that through the step-by-step procedure. This is slightly easier than the OCI process, but still, I've heard a lot of folks get confused by this. So again, I'll try to go over the step-by-step procedure for the renunciation process. All right, so the documents that you would need would be as follows. Obviously, you need a computer with good internet connection and a printer to print your documents out. And then you need your US passport, Indian passport, you need your US naturalization certificates, and you need your address of any relatives that are in India. That is very important when you fill that form out. And obviously, you need your credit card to pay the fees. As far as the fee goes, this is the fee structure here for the renunciation process. It's about 25 plus roughly $16 for that for the VFS fee that we have. And this is again, this is for if you're naturalized before June 1st, 2010. If you're naturalized after June 1st, 2010, your fee is going to be much different. It's actually much more. I'm not sure why is that, but this is the difference in the fee structure. And also this fee does not include the postal charges. Okay, so coming to the application for the Indian passport renunciation, the first thing you need to do is open up a Google window, a Google browser, and type in apply for Indian passport renunciation. The first tab that appears, the first tab appears in the search window would be your renunciation guide /VFS Global. So you need to click on that. And this is your VFS Global website. Click on that. And then once you're in the home page, click on the renunciation guide. So this will take you here, how to apply for renunciation. And then as you expand on this, as you apply for renunciation, you will see a step-by-step guide. On the step-by-step guide, on the right side, you have something called as view more. Okay, so this is basically you're expanding your tab here. So click on that, and then on the first step here, you see something called as the renunciation service. Click on that, and this will get you onto this website. So basically, this is your renunciation of Indian citizenship or surrender of Indian passport. So this is another website that takes you there. And here you can click on, it'll take you onto overview, but then click on the documents required. So when you click on documents required, it is going to give you a list of documents based on your current scenario, current situation. So where you naturalized on or after June 1st, or where you naturalized before June 1st, 2010. So, and this is with the passport, if you have that. So click on that. Again, this document checklist will get you onto a different PDF file. Okay, so you will see the following PDF file when you open it up. This is what you're going to see. I just clicked on that link, and this is basically where it got me to. This is a form where you need to fill in the applicant's name, your passport number, email, and your mobile number. You need to fill all that. And then this is a generalized checklist. Take a printout of this document, keep it saved on your desktop. Don't do anything yet, because you will need this in the future. So for now, just to show you, I am clicking on that link that I just showed you, where you have the document checklist. Where in this case, what I'm trying to show is how to get the renunciation if you're naturalized before June 1st, 2010, and you have your passport. Okay. So for the sake of this video, I'm just showing this. Your case can be different. It can be this one too, where you've been naturalized after June 1st, 2010. Okay, so now that you've saved that PDF file, let's come back to this original screen that I was sharing. So as you go to the step-by-step guide, you've already clicked on this before in the prior step. Now go to the next step, which is begin your application. Click on view more, okay? So as you click on view more, it is going to, again, this is step 2, click on view more. This is going to expand on this section here. And here, first you need to click on this. Click here to start government online application form. So click on that, and that is going to take you to the embassy.passport India website. So this is your website, and click on Americas because I'm assuming that you are in the US. So click on that and then click on USA. So now when you click on USA, this will get you to the screen here where it says user login registration. So the first thing is you need to register. So you need to register with passportindia.gov website. Okay, so register there. And then if you have already registered, you can click on this link here. But my assumption is this is whoever is watching this, this is a new user. He hasn't registered yet. So go ahead and click on that. And then after you click on that, it's going to ask you a bunch of questions like what your user ID needs to be and what your email address is, so on and so forth. So it's a pretty straightforward process. You register that, create a unique user ID password, and then once you're done, you can actually log in. Okay, so here, this is basically you're logging into the Passport Services website here. So this was my login ID. I blanked it out and then enter a password, enter that, login, click on login, and this is going to get you to your home page here, Passport Seva. So you're login as yourself, and then you need to click on the 5th tab here where it says apply for surrender of Indian passport. All right. Now this will get you to this screen here. This is your application for renunciation or the surrender of Indian passport or citizenship. So enter your Indian passport number here, enter all the information. Again, make sure that in this here, you will be entering your passport number, or your Indian passport number. And in this row here, you will be entering your US passport number. Again, and this is very important, to what date did you actually acquire your US citizenship. So in this case, it was 9/10/1998. Just make sure that the month and the date are right. So here, as you can see, it starts with DD, which means the day, and then month, year. So make sure, most people make the mistake of entering it the other way. So please check that before you hit the next part. So enter the details, click on next. And then as you keep going through this, through these tabs, it's going to ask you about your details, so on and so forth. I just went to the last tab, which basically it's just a summary of everything that you're about to submit, and then enter the place where you're submitting from. So this is not going to be your mission place where you're actually submitting it to, but this is actually the place where you're submitting from. So this person is in Memphis, Tennessee. So he wrote here Memphis, Tennessee, and then the date, and then hit on submit. So once you click the submit button, it's going to come up with an application reference number. So this number is very important. Note down this number, copy paste it on your desktop. And as you can see, this is your number here. This is the application type. And then you print the application form. So this is the form that needs to be printed. The form looks kind of like this. Eventually, you need to sign it, and you need to put your picture here, your passport size picture here. But then this is basically the form that has all your information, where it is, where the name of the person, where he's located, so on and so forth. Okay, so this form needs to be printed out, signed, and you need to put a passport size picture here. All right, so let's go back to this form here. You still need to complete the mail-in application process. You need to still pay the fees. So go to step 3 in that website that I initially stated. And step 3, basically, it will list you on this section here. It will tell you what where your mission is, where your consulate general mission is. So for example, if your jurisdiction is, in this case, your jurisdiction was Memphis, Tennessee. So Tennessee would fall under Atlanta. So there's just a few of these. There's 6 total missions all across the US. So just identify that, because that's where you need to mail your documents to. Okay. So now that you've identified the mission, and the next step would be to make sure that you already have created a profile and registered on the VFS portal system. So I think some of you might already have done this, because I've seen people apply for OCI or for any other documents. They have a profile already created. If you already have that, you can click here. If you don't have the profile, if you need to create a new one, just click apply now. When you click on apply now, it's going to take you onto the VFS Global website, which is right here. So this is basically, again, this is different. You have got different services that they perform. You've got the OCI, global entry, passport, and renunciation. So here we are here for renunciation only. If you need for a new user registration, you need to click on this one here. So basically, when you click here, it will take you onto this tab here. Okay, this page here. So enter your first name, last name, and all the information there. And then once you're logged in, now your profile is created. You need to click on login, and then you log into your application, viewing your application with your email ID and password. Now this email ID and password is different from the Indian Passport Passport Seva website. So just make sure that you have, if you want, you can keep the email ID and password the same, but again, this website is different. This is the VFS Global website. Some people get confused by this as to why do we have to log in so many times. But again, guys, this is not a difficult process. It's just kind of confusing, but if you follow the processes, if you follow the step-by-step process, it makes things a lot easier. All right, so application log in here, hit continue, and then create application. It's going to get you onto the screen here. So click on create new application. And here you're going to select what you need to do. So in this case, the main category is what you need to do is here. This has several tabs like OCI and other stuff too. But here in this case, we are talking about renunciation. So click on renunciation, and then you need to click on this application category when you are naturalized. Okay. And then again, there are several payment modes. In this case, I clicked on online payment by debit or credit card. So once you have that selected, click continue. So this is going to get you onto the next screen. And then here you can add the customer. So when you click add the customer, it will get you onto the screen here. So remember the number that I told we need to save it on your desktop. So this is that number. This is your government reference ARN number. So again, this is the same number created at Passport Seva. So this was in the previous steps that we had. So enter your passport number. This is again the US passport number, not your Indian passport number. So everything needs to be filled out. Obviously, this is not, I have not done anything here, but just FYI, this is pretty much the final step. So after adding, you can pay the fees for renunciation, courier, also download the labels. And then there's another tab that you need to click. You need to open a PDF document for the link to renunciation certificate. So let me open up the document. So remember this document that you had saved as a separate tab. So go down on this, go down, keep going. And then here you click on download the form. So when you download the form, I'm not going to click here, but I'll show you where this is located. So when you click download the form, you will get this form here. And then government form reference. So remember I told you about that same number, this number here, the 21-2000, that number. So that number needs to be entered here, and enter all your information one by one and sign it. This is just like a one-page document. So you sign it, it's pretty much, and print it out, and that should pretty much be it. So this is a final checklist of documents that you need to mail. You need to mail 2 passport size photographs. And I have created another video. It talks about how to create ID photos for as low as 40 cents. So that's a pretty useful video if you want to get passport size pictures. All right, and then you need to send in the application form created at Passport Seva, which is this one right here, which is item number 2 as listed. And then you need to get 2 renunciation certificates, 2 copies of this. So remember this form here. You need to have 2 copies of this. and then again, name change document, so on and so forth. The only thing that's original that you need to mail with your application would be your most recent Indian passport. That is very important. So send that along with the application confirmation receipt. You get all of this in one of those steps where you actually pay through your debit card, credit card, right? Debit card or credit card. So remember the step where I said that you need to pay by your credit card or debit card. That's where you get the application confirmation receipt. And you need to also enclose the acceptable prepaid label. So your prepaid label is something that they would need to mail you back your renunciation certificate and mail you back your Indian passport. I really hope this was helpful, and good luck with your application. Thank you all. Bye.